Hi there, I'm Jamie Taylor. Welcome to Your Health Matters, brought to you by Kingman Regional Medical Center, your community-owned hospital. As you know, every week I have a different guest on the program, and we talk about different programs, services, events going on here at KRMC that I think will be of interest to you and your family. So stay tuned because I've got a really exciting guest on the program today. We'll be back right after these messages. Welcome back to Your Health Matters. My guest today is Dr. Dianne Hayden, chiropractor with First Chiropractic.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Dianne. Thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to talk about CAM.
Yes.
And CAM stands for?
Complementary and Alternative Medicine.
Which is chiropractic. And what else?
Acupuncture, massage,
Okay.
naturopathy,
Oh.
homeopathy.
Massage too. We mentioned that one too. So there's
Yes.
lots of different parts of CAM. And the cool part now is that we have this new CAM committee that's working on helping provide funding for people who can't afford to
That's
go.
right.
Because most insurance doesn't cover.
Well,
Some does. but-
yeah, we're fortunate that chiropractic has insurance coverage for most insurances, but some of it's limited or partial.
Okay.
But most of the time, acupuncture is not covered, and very, very rarely massage unless it's performed by the doctor themselves.
Right.
And homeopathy, we have licensing for naturopathic doctors in the state of Arizona, and we have 2 that practice in Lake Havasu.
Okay.
But insurances don't pay for their service, so most of the time people are having to pay for a bulk of these services out of pocket.
Out of pocket. And that can get expensive
It
after
can.
a while. Any kind of healthcare nowadays can
Yes,
get
ma'am.
expensive.
Don't we know?
Yes, it does. So this CAM committees come together to, number one, educate people, right? I mean,
That's right. Our mission statement is to increase the awareness about complementary and alternative medicine and to educate people and to increase utilization in Mojave County, as well as raise funds to provide services for people who could not otherwise afford them.
Okay.
And you know, the CAM committee is part of the KRMC Foundation.
right,
So we're
subcommittee of it.
Yeah, so
very
we're
good.
part of that charitable arm that is very functional in our community anyway.
Yes, and
So-
it's not for profit. So people who make donations, it's tax deductible.
Absolutely.
So that's a good thing to know as we move forward, and we're
Yes.
talking about other opportunities for that. But I think I want to talk a little bit more about CAM.
Okay.
And the reason for that is, again, that I don't think a lot of people understand what, like the complementary alternative medicine, what that is, and how it can be beneficial for them over maybe your mainstream, if you would, healthcare. What's the difference?
Well, complementary alternative medicine is just that. We complement standard allopathic medicine. So sometimes it can be a replacement for, and sometimes it can be something we do in addition to.
In conjunction with. kind of thing.
Exactly. And most complementary alternative medicine providers are going to encourage someone to have a general physician,
Okay.
and they will be people who work with other specialties as well.
Sure.
In my practice in chiropractic, we have the need many times to speak with a PCP about an issue that a mutual patient may have,
Okay.
or refer to a neurologist or a surgeon or an orthopedist. So really we all have to be part of the same team providing care to people in the community. What chiropractors do primarily is manipulation. You know, that's our primary tool, but we also do education in stress reduction and nutrition and counseling patients on their diet and exercise.
That's
And
a
some of
lot.
us might choose to do acupuncture. So we tend to do a more holistic approach,
whole body.
the whole person approach.
Right.
And obviously our licensing, we don't do any surgery and we don't prescribe any drugs.
Okay.
So it's an alternative to
Right. Hence
standard
the name,
medical
complementary
care. Right.
alternative.
And so massage therapy is another form of complementary alternative medicine. It can be very beneficial for stress
I was just going to
reduction.
say for stress management.
Ooh,
yeah.
I have my own massage therapist I see on a regular basis, as well as a chiropractor. And, just for improving circulation, sense of well-being, range of motion. And acupuncture has been used for thousands of years for general sense of well-being, for treating a variety of different illnesses with the body, as well as pain management. So
that's, and we have those kind of providers
we do.
in the Tri-City area and right here in Kingman. And I think one of the things I guess I like to stress on the program here is the importance that people take responsibility for their own health care, and that they understand the alternatives, the choices that they have, and that sometimes not necessarily is one going to work, like maybe you're going to primary care type of thing, and you're just not getting the results that you're looking for. And so to go to a complementary practitioner, like a chiropractor or an acupuncturist, can sometimes be a different choice, a different alternative for you. So it's to me, it's kind of cool that complementary alternative medicine really describes it well.
It does. It does.
It's kind of cool.
It does.
So obviously, we can't just come up with money. We have to have different things to do to raise money.
We do. Now, you know that the Complementary Alternative Medicine Committee got started from memorial donations from some citizens here in Kingman, Arizona. And so one of the ways that we can raise money is for people just to directly donate to the Complementary Alternative Medicine Committee of KRMC Foundation, right? So they can get that deduction just by making a donation to the committee. But then, of course, we do fundraisers because they're fun to do. That's the first part of a fundraiser, right?
Yourself about that, right? They're fun to do.
I can tell myself.
This is fun. I'm having fun.
I'm having a great time. I am having a great time. So last year we came up with the first fundraiser ever for the CAM committee, and that was the CAM BAM, as Dr. Yamaguchi likes to say. And that's our 5K Mud Obstacle Challenge course race.
And that was the first one
in Mojave County.
In Mojave County. There's lots of copycats since then, but that was the very first one.
That's right.
We set the bar.
We did. And it's fun to see other people in the county now doing, their races are similar in that they involve obstacles, but they're different in that their obstacles may be, different. Over in Havasu, they did a whole lot of mud and a little bit different length. And down in Fort Mojave, they did a whole lot more length, like a marathon.
Oh, really?
And then a little bit of mud. So, we're fortunate that KRMC partnered with MCC, and that MCC gives us the property or the use of the property out behind the Kingman campus to put this course up.
So that's off of Jaggerson. It's the
Kingman campus
of Mojave Community College.
That's right. But one thing I do want to emphasize is that the proceeds that we raise are not just to be utilized here in Kingman.
It's for all of Mojave.
That's right. It's a Mojave County-wide based outreach. And so we really want to emphasize that, although the committee is here in Kingman and we do our fundraising at that Kingman campus, we really are reaching out to Bullhead, Lake Havasu, and all, Dolan Springs, Meadview,
anybody,
everywhere.
Anybody in Mojave County that has a need can go through, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit, but I want to talk about Cam Bam 2.
Cam Bam 2, it's twice as much fun.
So it's Saturday, July 6th, got that down, at the MCC campus.
Yes.
And let's talk about the rest of the details. What does someone have to do to participate or be a sponsor?
Well, there's so many things. Sponsorship, we have multiple layers of sponsors. And this year we had a couple of gold and platinum sponsors that really stepped up for us. And so I have to thank Unisource, for being our top tier sponsor. Awesome. And of course, we're going to be giving out towels to every racer at the end when they're showering off all that mud that have the Unisource logo on it. And then Subway also stepped up and sponsored our race bibs.
Oh,
so
very good.
we have a big presence for them. And then we had an anonymous donor this year whose name I cannot tell you on camera because they want to be anonymous, who has sponsored our kids course.
Oh.
So we have a 5K for adults, which is about 3 miles, with 20 obstacles, and then we have a kids course that is just about a mile this year. It's bigger than last year's, and we have several more obstacles. So there are probably 10, almost 12. I can't give you the specifics on at the kids course this year.
Awesome.
And then there are sponsorship opportunities yet for a company to sponsor an obstacle. So we have at least 20 obstacles. I will tell you that as we're visiting today, I have an opportunity for 4 more companies to come on board and sponsor an obstacle. So if you're listening and you want your company on an obstacle, our whole thing is overcoming obstacles to health, right?
Yeah.
And so it's fun. And there are obstacles that really represent some of the companies, that are out there. Well, like Wash Me Car Wash is once again sponsoring our showers. And so,
perfect.
It's perfect, isn't
Hosing
it?
them down.
It really is. It
Where's
really
my
is.
wipers?
It really is. And my company, First Chiropractic, does the wall. It's an 11-foot wall.
I remember that.
You remember the wall? The wall is probably the first big challenge that racers get to. But we just have fun with it, and we have a big sign we put on that says,
"There's someone there to push you up over."
We say, "Do you have the spine to make the climb?" So. And then, so we have obstacles. So I will tell you there's a local pool company who has donated a fairly good sized pool, and
you're going to wade through the water? Or
swim, wade, however you can get through
to
it.
the other side?
You have to get down, I think it's 40 feet that you have to get down.
Wow, it's a long
pool. So it's a long pool, but it'll cool you off.
Right, that's true, because it is going to be July 6th. So
July 6th. We start early in the morning, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But so we have these 20 obstacles. There are several mud obstacles, and there are probably there's more mud this year than there was last year. As long as
I remember how you looked at the end last year. At the end of them, you're there cheering across the finish line, and you were muddy.
Yeah,
from all
well,
the hugs.
That was it. I wasn't muddy until my team came out of the mud pit. That's I know it's no surprise that the finish is an army crawl on your belly in mud.
Right.
And everybody jumps out of that mud pit and runs across the finish, and the first thing they want to do is hug
somebody
whoever is standing there. So
whoever looks cleanest gets the first mud hug.
Yep.
Okay, well, we've got a lot more to talk about, but we've got to take a quick break.
Okay.
So we'll be back right after these messages. Stay tuned, because there's a lot more to learn. Welcome back to Your Health Matters. My guest today, Dr. Dianne Hayden, and we're talking about Cam Bam 2.
We are talking about Cam Bam 2 and sponsorships. So we have a level of sponsorships where you can sponsor an obstacle, and to do that, the company donates $500.
Okay.
And for that, they get, of course, a big sign that says "Obstacle Sponsored By."
Okay.
We put their banner out on the course.
Okay.
They get a 4-man team to run in the team races, and a booth at the event where they can display whatever they want from their company, and they get to put any item they want in the goodie bag for the racers, and then of course a pretty good sized presence on our t-shirt. Then we have $250 level sponsors who get a 2-man team, and basically the same stuff, but they don't sponsor an obstacle. They don't get the obstacle sponsored by. But they do get a 2-man team. They can have a booth. They'll be on the t-shirt a little bit smaller. They can put stuff in the goodie bags.
Good.
And then we have a $100 sponsor, and every donation, counts. So if you are a little intimidated on the larger amounts, we really encourage you to throw in $100. It really helps us out, and you get your name on the t-shirt, and you get to put stuff in our goodie bag.
Great. So lots of opportunities.
Lots of
there.
opportunities.
And they can just call the 757-2800.
They can, or they can email me at the number 1 Chiro,
Okay.
C-H-I-R-O,
Okay.
at sitlink.net.
Okay.
And or they can go online, look at us on Facebook. We have CamBam on Facebook. And that's one of the new things that our sponsors get this year is we have a rolling thank you on Facebook.
Awesome.
So we give them a presence on our Facebook as well. And our hits are climbing every week. We have more and more and more talk and excitement about
it's
CamBam on Facebook.
Really good opportunities to get your business name out there.
It is.
And be a part of a really fun event.
A fun event that has, a good cause behind
absolutely.
it. We have some of the service groups this year who are volunteering to help us out because an obstacle run like this takes a lot of people.
Yes.
We have to have somebody at each obstacle volunteering to make sure that everybody gets through the obstacle.
Push your butt up over that wall.
Where they're going, how they're coming, and just point them in the right direction, make sure that everybody's good, and of course, water stops out on the course, that kind of thing. So we have some service groups that are volunteering members to be out there, and we're really excited to have Seroptimist and Rotary with us this year.
Good.
And one of the Kenyon Community Church, whose property we are also using for this, is going to have their youth group there.
Oh,
they're going to be participating and selling some water bottles, and then of course Kiwanis comes out and cooks the burgers and the food for everybody.
Great.
So then we have racers, which is the other way you can participate, and this is, we want to encourage people to sign up early. We've had already several early sign-ups, and so, it's going to be a great time. I think we're estimating between the individuals and the teams that right now we have at least 100 racers, which is great.
Right.
And so we want more people to come on. So if you want to race, there are a couple of different ways you can race.
Okay.
If you want to be timed and you want to compete, for the medal, you have to be there early. We're going to have several early flights, and you will be timed.
Now, when you say early, how early?
6:30 in the morning is when our first flight. It's early, but the sun's up at 5.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
And it's starting to get hot already. So in this kind of race, we thought the earlier the better.
Absolutely.
So 6:30 launch of that first flight, and then a couple of other competitive flights, and then we have the team races. So all of our sponsors have a team, either 4-man, 2-man, and then we also have public servant teams. So all of the fire departments in the county have been invited to participate. Last year we give a traveling trophy to the winning public servant team, and last year Northern Arizona Consolidated Fire won that. They were quite impressive, their team was, and we certainly hope they're coming back to defend their title. But I will say that Sheriff Sheehan threw down the gauntlet. We did get an email that said they're bringing a 4-man team and they're bringing the winning team this year.
That sounds like a challenge.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge. We're hoping, everybody's invited. Tribal police have been invited. KPD have been invited.
So they need to show up.
They need to show up. We hope that they show up, and they can participate for free.
Okay.
This is just a way for us to include our public servants. They have a great time going through all the obstacles, and people have a good time cheering for their public servant team. So, and then all the business teams run, and then we have a just for fun heat. So if you've never done something like this and you don't want to really be timed, you just want to see if you can do it and just come out for the fun of it, that's what our next race is. So we're not going to be timing you. We're going to have a heat that starts, and you can take as long as you want, really, to get around that 5K course, which is just a little under 3 miles. And then we have a kids course.
Which you mentioned that earlier, but that's good. So, and the kids, are they the very end? Is that the last?
The kids course, actually they're next to last. So after we've done all the timing and we do the adults fun event, then we'll do the kids event. The kids start in a little bit different location. We have the adults start fairly far away from where the obstacles begin.
So you can get a running start.
And so they can kind of spread out too, because you don't want 50 people hitting the wall all at the same time. But we do start the kids on the lower ropes course right there at the college. And they go through, their little obstacles are very similar. In fact, the adults start in that same, the smaller
Okay.
obstacles. And there's some teeter-totters and jumping in and out of huge tires and jumping through tires and a little rope swing over a small pool. They won't be challenged by the 11-foot wall, but we are going to have something at the wall for them to do,
Oh,
which
great.
is fun. But then they're going to cut around and come back around, and they're going to have things like a slip and slide and
Oh, fun.
an obstacle made of hay
I could do that
bales.
maybe.
We're going to have a mini tire farm for them to crawl through, and then also there's going to be a wall of fame where they get to come by and sign their name. So we're excited about that.
That's a great idea.
But the kids do get to finish in the same mud pit that the adults do.
So they'll come out just
So
as
they're going
muddy.
to army crawl through the mud. They're going to come out just as muddy, I guarantee you. Probably muddier.
Yeah.
They'll have fun.
And then you're going to get hosed down by Washbikawa.
Well,
Sort of.
we're actually building this year. A local plumbing, True Love Plumbing, is helping us by building us a shower situation with
nice.
hoses. Last year we had the fire truck.
Yeah, that's right. I
and we-
remember. That's a little painful.
well, and controlling the flow of water from the fire truck was difficult. So that's fun. And so everybody will have an opportunity to shower off at Wash Me's station, and they'll get a clean T-shirt, and they'll get fed lunch, and you'll get a towel, and you'll get a goodie bag, and all the things that all the sponsors donate.
Right.
So it's really a lot of fun, and you get a lot of bonuses for actually being a racer
Yeah.
in the race.
This-
And-
I have to say, just listening to all the, it sounds like a blast.
It is.
It
It's a
is
blast
gonna
to
be.
put together. A lot of work, but a blast. And it's a blast to be out there and watch.
Right.
One thing that is new this year is we also have spectators. Last year when we did it, we didn't even think about spectators. We,
Right.
we're just
Yeah.
busy organizing and trying to get a course up and having a fun thing for the
Yeah.
racers and something that's good for the sponsors. And people showed up.
Right.
And they brought their chairs,
And they
and they
wanted to watch.
and they wanted to go out on that course, and they wanted to see people hauling sandbags and crawling through mud. So we have a spectator sign in this year.
Okay.
So it's a minimal donation, like $5, and
Okay.
only the reason is we want to give you a band. We want to have you sign off that you want to be out on that course because
Right. Yeah,
it's a little
even-
risky. You
yeah.
could twist your ankle.
Right,
Yeah. You could get
Baseball,
muddy.
yeah.
You could get muddy. You could get wet. And so we're going to have a sign in for spectators, and then absolutely allow them out there
Great.
to have fun watching the course. And if you want to, be a spectator, if you want to buy lunch, hopefully Kiwanis will have some extras on
Include that.
hand, and it should just be a fun time. We also have a DJ this year
Oh my
who's going to be
gosh,
rocking and
Susie.
rolling music for us, and there's talk about a band being there as well.
Wow.
So we're
Before
just
we
going to have
forget-
fun.
Yep, absolutely. And before we forget, we wanted to give out anybody who wants to volunteer to help
Yes,
can contact Tony Harris.
Tony Harris at 2cambam at gmail.com. It's an
Okay.
email address. So it's the
Okay.
number 2.
Okay.
Cam, C-A-M, BAM, B-A-M,
All one
at
word.
gmail.com.
Okay,
So
good.
2cambam.com. Tony Harris will get you involved if you want to be a volunteer.
Yep.
We do feed our volunteers lunch.
Okay.
And at the very end, when we're finished with the kids and all that stuff, then the volunteers can come
They
run
can
the course
walk
if they
if they
want.
want
They
to.
walk it, run it, play it.
Yeah,
We'll
just
let
be
them
out there.
That'll
Very
be fun.
good.
So that's how we raise money
Yeah.
for our CAM services.
And it's a fun event, but most important, like you said, it's raising money for awesome cause.
Right.
To help these people who don't have insurance or have to pay out of pocket. And
Right.
a lot of them, pain management especially, can be very beneficial.
Yes,
using that.
and we get referrals, from general practitioners and from pain management
Yeah.
that they want their patients to have manipulation or massage or acupuncture. And sometimes they can't do it because they don't have the ability to pay for it.
Right.
So,
They can go call me at
They can call you.
757, it's the easiest way, just call me,
Mm-hmm.
757-0664. I'll hook them up with the application, they fill
Right.
that out, we go through the process and send them a letter, and they take that to their provider, and
right. It's
all
very
good.
simple.
It is.
Very
And
simple.
So time flies when you're having fun. We're running out of time, but I just thank you again for
Thank
being
you.
on the show. See us July 6th. Be there or be square. You'll miss out if you're not there.